Katie and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If so, you can subscribe. The button is always down below. Post be lifestyle panning and more. And welcome to day 3 of 12 days of Christmas. Today I will be doing my long-awaited planning to pan for 2022. I always get very excited about these videos. Honestly, mentally, I feel like a lot of people panning wise are like this, but we start planning in our heads what we're gonna pan in, like, I would say July, August, like over the summer. I feel like once those projects get to the point where they're like more than halfway, it's like mentally we start planning what we're gonna pan. I know everyone has been saying that in their videos. I just know it. I haven't watched too many. I've only watched a couple of planning to pans. But these are my favorite videos to film, to be honest. Like, I just love talking about my plans for panning, and I just think these videos are so fun. It's so fun to see everyone's thought processes and that kind of stuff. I do have a list on my phone of all of the stuff I want to pan and that kind of stuff. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to get into talking about panning and that kind of stuff. So let's just get right into it. Like I said, I will have notes on my phone. I'm also going to show you products I think I'm going to be panning this year and stuff. And this is going to be for all of my projects, all that I plan on doing. And this is going to be for like I said, I do have a list on my phone, so I will be kind of going through that list as well and stuff. And then I will also have products that I will be sharing of what I want to pan. So I just got to pull up. So I'm just gonna pull up my notes real quick. Did I say 2022? I don't know why, but in my brain right now, I'm like, did I say 2022 for planning to pan? Y'all know I mean 2023, but I'm just saying. Okay, so first I'm just going to talk about the projects I will be taking part in next year. So I will have my typical rolling. So first off, per usual, I will have my typical rolling project pan where I'll probably be working on 6 products. That's kind of my standard, is 6 products. So I'll probably have 6 products in that project. And stuff, so those will just be like things that I for sure want to work on. It'll probably be like half use-ups, half like number goals, or like hit pan goals or something like that for that project. And then for sure I'm going to be taking part in deck and panning and partners in cream, being that they come back next year, which I don't really have any doubts that they will, but I will be participating in those as long as they come back. Deck and panning will be wrapping up in a few days and stuff, and honestly I might even film that tomorrow, you know, the day after I'm filming this video real time. That's just a side note. I'm probably gonna pre-film a couple of my projects, like those videos. Anyways, so yes, deck and panning, partners cream, as long as they come back for 2023, I will be participating in those. And then my pan those shadows, I will be bringing that back, my own version of it. I am going to revamp it. I haven't completely decided how I'm going to revamp it. I really liked the way I did it this year, but I just found that I did like slack on it kind of mid to end year, so I kind of want to revamp it a little bit to keep it fresh. And yeah, so like this year for my pan shadows specifically, I gave myself a pick and then I randomized, I believe, 4 of the shadows. I had a focus palette and I would pick one shade to focus on out of that palette. I always ended up having 2 in there just because the random roll was also from the same focus palette, which obviously this year was my Naked 2 palette. That finale is already up though, so if you want to know more about that, I'll link it down below or in like a card or something. And then I used, I believe, 2 prompts from my friend Lainey's prompt list, which I'll also link down below. And then what I'm thinking, I'm currently in my head for this project specifically for next year, I'll have a focus palette and I'll be doing panless shadows, like, yes. And so I will be, so obviously, like I said, I'll be doing that project and I'll have a focus palette. I plan on having a focus palette. It's gonna be a different one next year, even though I didn't finish, spoiler, I didn't finish my palette, which that was always my goal with Panda palettes, is I finished that palette in a year. There might have been a few shades left over, but those palettes were always old, so I kind of discarded them after the year was up and stuff. So randomize wise for shadows, I might decrease that a little bit, and I might up the prompt list, just because I find the prompt list is more flexible and more fun than just me randomly generating, because a lot of times I would get like a shadow I didn't want. And I know there's vetoes in the Panda shadows and stuff. Like, I know people have like 5 vetoes for the year. I personally gave myself almost like unlimited vetoes, because I was gonna force myself to work on something if I didn't want to, was my thing. Like, I'm not gonna force myself, because that's like not fun at all. Like, panning isn't fun if you're like, I have to use this up. Like, that just doesn't work for me. It might work for you where you can just like force yourself to use something, and I've definitely done that. Like, there are definitely things when I started the project I didn't love them, and then when I finished the project I kind of adapted and fell in love with them. Okay, I had to take a little filming break since my memory card filled up. I don't exactly remember what I was talking about, so that's not good, but we'll move on. So I think what I was talking about is I might make some changes to the Panda shadows. So I will definitely have a focus palette, but I might up the prompt list, like how many I use out of those, how many I generate. I haven't quite figured this one out. I just want to keep it fresh, keep it more interesting for myself, and not get bored. And I think I mentioned the veto thing, where a lot of people go by 5 vetoes, where I kind of pretty much gave myself 1 veto per month. So basically that's like having unlimited vetoes. Honestly, I don't even like go by the veto rule, just because if I don't feel like painting something anymore, I don't want to torture myself, so I will let myself roll it out, is the thing. So I don't know, we'll see. I haven't quite, that's just my plans so far that wise with the Panda shadows, and just my other projects. All my projects will pretty much be either 5 or 6 products, just because that's 4 projects I will be adding in, and then I will have 2 rollover projects from this year to next year. I will have the Women Who Rock Project Pan, which is a collaborative Fantastic Ladies project that started in August, and it will end in August, so that'll be going on for a bit. And then I have the It's Panning Cats and Dogs Project Pan, which just started in October, and that will go on to next October. They're both 12-month projects. So those are my 2 rollover projects, and I'm open to adding more projects, but I probably won't. If I do add something in, it's going to be a smaller short-term project. The only reason why I added these projects in is because I was absolutely obsessed with the ideas. And when I was looking for a project, the Women Who Rock project was coming out in a few months, so that's why I added that one. And then I just could not pass up the It's Panning Cats and Dogs project. It's just such a, like, I loved the idea of that. But sometimes I have to like not go on the Fantastic Ladies group and look at projects, because I will literally add something. I will do it. It's a little crazy, but I have debated on possibly adding a short-term project. I've seen short-term projects on Fantastic Ladies, so, but if I did that, I would most likely add those projects in when these projects are either almost over or over, just because I don't want to overwhelm myself, and I feel like having this much projects is a little overwhelming. Not overwhelming, it's a lot, but it's fun a lot. I don't know, I'm able to handle it, and honestly, if I don't hit progress on something one month, it's fine. I kind of just see all my projects as fun and stuff, and I feel like I have lighter goals than I did previous years. 2020, I used up a ton of stuff, and I don't know if that had to do with like quarantine, just being at home and just wanting to kind of make up more for me, that I used a lot of stuff, or if I just had a really good year. And then last year, 2021, I feel like I did use up just as much stuff. I don't know. And then this year I have used up some things, have hit goals and stuff. But you know, yeah. And honestly, I set myself a goal this year to like be better about like taking pictures. Have I taken pictures every month of myself? No, but I'm gonna try and be better. Maybe even do videos next year of the products, because I've really slacked off at that and I need to get better. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to talk about products I'm planning on possibly panning next year. So this year I had a foundation and a project every single month. So the full year I was panning some sort of foundation. I had them all, I believe, in my Partners in Green project, which that finale just went up, which I'll link that down below. If you guys want to check it out, link the playlist so you can watch like all the videos and see and stuff. But I did pan a few foundations this year. I was able to use them all up and stuff, which is nice, and stuff. And I want to go around the same idea. So one of the foundations I think I may want to pan at some point in 2023 is this Rare Beauty one. This is the Rare Beauty foundation. It looks like this. It's got your typical doe foot. Now I don't know if I will pan this in the winter time, just because I find this makes my skin drier, and the reason why I want to pan this is just not my favorite. I could possibly try to pan in the winter time, or I might put this in a project in like the spring to summertime. I think that might be a better time to do this, just so my skin's not overly dry. I will be prepping my skin either way so it's not dry, but this foundation I just find is drier, so I definitely want to work on this at some point. I honestly want to go through all my foundations, but that is specifically one I will for sure definitely want to pan. I also know I want to go through concealers and pan those. I have this Tarte creaseless one that I got in a box a few months. I got this in the Ipsy Glam Bag X, and I just don't like this concealer. It's just like, I don't know, like you think it would be creaseless, but it's a super thick concealer, which I don't like. But I think I might want to try panning this just because I want to get out of my collection, and it's pretty much all the way full. I haven't really hit much on this. I definitely haven't hit any progress, probably, just like I've used it a little bit here and there, and I definitely want to pan this just because I find that it's just like not my thing, and I want to pan it and see how I feel, you know? I just don't love that. I'm like going in no order, but I'm trying to keep things like somewhat organized. So I do want to use a few primers next year, and I have two that are minis that I really want to use. I just want to go through my primers and work through them. I don't have too many, but I also want to work through them. So I have this one I got in the box. This is the Sophia and Maybell I will click this Skin Perfecting Primer. This is a silicone primer, but it feels more like a gel, so I definitely want to use that up. I don't know where the cap to that is, which is really not great. Which is not great, but you know, we'll survive. And then I also have this one that I believe I put in a project at some point. This is the Shades by Shan Hydrating Primer. I love hydrating primers, and this is definitely one that I want to use up. I have another hydrating primer also, so that's kind of why I want to use it up. And I just want to get through my minis. So I will be panning lots of minis for sure. And then I have quite a few highlights in here that I want to pan. This one I believe I worked on either, I think in 2021. I think last year I worked on this. This is from Becca. This is their Rose Quartz highlight. This is what it looks like. I don't know if it's gonna focus, but there is a huge dip in this, and I believe I did like 30 uses as a goal for this and stuff. So yeah, there's a huge dip in it, if you can see. And I just want to pan this, like I want to fully pan this, so that's a goal for me as of right now. We'll see if that actually happens. And then I also want to pan this Milk Makeup one. This is the Flex Highlighter in Blitzed. This is a rose gold, which I love, but I don't love this like on the cheeks. So I think my goal with this is honestly going to be to, I don't know, pan it in some capacity. I would love to use this one up. I definitely think this would be a nice eyeshadow. Like, I think I could use it that way. It's super pretty, and as you can see, like the design is like gone, almost gone. But I think I would use this this as an eyeshadow, just because I don't love it as a highlighter on my face. It's not my favorite. I feel like it's very glitz. It has a lot of glitter in it, glitter particles. I don't really know how to put that, and I just find I want to use that up. And then this one is an old collab. Well, not old, but it's from a couple years ago. This is the e.l.f. and Heart. That's Heart highlight from e.l.f. And I haven't used this much. I used it a little bit when I first got it, but I would love to pan this and stuff. I'm very weird about collabs because when there's a collab, I always want to keep it. And like, but like what, like I want to keep it forever. Like, what does that do? That's my thing. What does it do? So I either want to fully pan this or at least try to hit pan on this and work on it. So that's definitely what I want to work on. And then I have two different ones that are both from Ofra. I have the Ofra Nikki Tutorials collab one that's in Glazed Donut. This just isn't it for my skin tone. It's a very white shade. Definitely not it for my skin. But I would love to pan this, and as you see, I had to repress it. So there's actually not too much left, and I could use it for an inner corner highlight. I did pan this, I believe, in Deca Panning this year. So I definitely would love to work on it again. I feel like we keep going out of focus, and it's really annoying me. I had good luck with highlighters a little bit this year. And then also I have another one from Ofra. So this one I had to repress. It's in Covent Gardens, and I also put it in different packaging. This is what it looks like. It's a rose gold color. I don't think this would be hard to pan just because I did have to repress it. There's also not a lot left, so it wouldn't be too hard to do that one. Then I forgot about this primer, but I want to pan this one. This is the Tatcha Silk Canvas. I've had this since August of 2021, I believe, and as you can see, it's all around the edges. I just had this one in the Woman Who Rock Project pan. It did roll out, but I would love to add this in maybe to my yearly project. I haven't really decided what project I would add any of these into, but I'm thinking maybe I could add that one into that, and I don't think this would take me too long, so maybe this could be like my first primer to work on. I might honestly do a primer in one project, a primer in another. It'll kind of depend. I definitely want to have maybe one in Partners in Cream and my rolling style, but we'll kind of see on that. We'll see how it goes. And then I have this, I guess it's like a highlight. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Glow Wand. It's just like a glowy, like almost like concealer, but it's not. It's like a highlight. It's like a liquid highlight, little baby of it. And I really want to pan this just because I've had it for a little bit. My mom actually gave it to me. It's in the shade Alight. It's a really pretty shade. It's super pretty and stuff, and I haven't used it much, so but I definitely want to possibly pan this. I just feel like I have a lot of excess highlights from cream to powder, and I just got a few more, so I definitely need to work on getting those down. I will be doing my makeup inventory numbers in early January. I know I never did my mid-year, but I will share my mid-year numbers, I'm thinking, in that video, because I did do my mid-year numbers. I did them a little belated, but I did do them, so I definitely want to pan that. And obviously I'm not mentioning all the stuff I might want to pan, but this is just like a brief overview. Another product I might want to pan is this Huda Beauty Silk Balm and Honey Kiss. I'm actually put a little bit of this on right now. This it's settled because I have it usually standing up. Yeah. And yesterday I saw it's like halfway full. So I got thinking, I think I want to pan this next year. You guys won't be able to tell, but it is like, I would say halfway full. So this would be a fun product to pan just because it is like pretty full and stuff. Then I have a lipstick I might want to pan. There's also lipsticks in projects currently that I know I won't use up before the end of the year, and those might be rollover products. But this one is from Jasmine Beauty. This is the Lip Lock lipstick. I'm actually wearing it today in Stay Crazy. It's this really pretty, like, I don't know how, what would you describe this as? Like a warm mauve or a warm pink? I don't really know. But it's really pretty. It's like a pinky brown warm pink. I don't know. But that's really pretty and I would love to pan this. We'll kind of see. Products could change. I might use these at different parts of the year. We'll kind of see. And then I have like 3 glosses. This one I just had in my Partners in Cream. I put it in for the last month and it's at about halfway. So I'd love to pan this next year. This is from Jewel Smith. It's in the shade Skinny Dip. There's really not that much in here. I could definitely pan this next year and get use on it. I would love to do that. So that's one. And then I would love to pan my Patrick Ta lip shine. I believe this one's in like She's an Influencer or She's something. I forget what it's called. I'll try to put it on the screen. This one, I'm not really sure how much is in here. It might be halfway full. I just want to get use on this. I might fully pan it just because I have, I think, 3 nude glosses currently and I love this one. But I think I might want to work on that one. And then I also have this one which I think I might have good progress on. This is the Seraphine Botanicals Berry and Juice 100% Vegan Lip Gel. And this is in the shade Rose Current, I think. Current. I don't know. It's a really pretty like pinky color with shimmer. So I'd definitely love to pan that as well. As for palettes, I think I already know what I want to pan next year. I kind of have it in my head, but I'm going to show you like my top picks just because I want to like show you. And this is for my focus palette. Obviously the other shades are to be determined. So I have 4 picks that I'm going in between for next year. I kind of already have in my head what I most likely will pan, but I guess that's the whole fun of you guys finding out in January. So first off is the Modern Renaissance palette. This I've had this for a while and I do have good progress on it. I have a few pan shades in Vermeer and Tempera, and there's just a lot of fun shades in this. And I feel like this would be a good challenge because we do have those vampier shades, those darker pinks, those reds, those oranges. But this one might be fun to pan, so I might work on this in some capacity next year. And then also from Too Faced. So from Too Faced, I have the Chocolate Bonbons palette. I've had this for a bit and mine is actually kind of broken, which is why it snapped like that and stuff. I've had this for a while, and this one, there's a lot of neutrals in there and more cool tone shades, which is why I love this palette. But I might want to pan this next year. I think it might be fun to work on. Either way, if I do or don't, I will definitely be working on this in some way. Also from Too Faced, I might want to work on the Chocolate Bar palette because this one I have decent progress on, but I might want to work on this just because it is one of my older palettes. As you can see, I literally wrote the shades on there because it didn't come written on there and stuff. I did this when I was like 19, 20 years old. So this palette is for sure old. And I might want to pan this next year. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pans. I have like, I would say like 1 to 2 dips. And this one would be, that would be kind of fun to pan. We'll see. And then lastly, I might want to pan my Naked 3 palette. This one is also old. I got this a long while ago. I did work on the Naked 2 last year, so it'd be kind of fun to work on the next one down, I guess is how you would say. Or up. I guess up. And stuff, there's a lot of pinky rose golds, which I'm obsessed with. So we'll kind of see. Maybe I'll work on this. It'd be definitely a fun game to play to see what you guys think I will be panning next year for my focus palette and stuff. That'd be a fun game to play for sure. Like, what do you think? What do you think? Let me know your panning goals and your panning, like what your plans to pan for next year are down below as well. I would love to hear about it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for my planning to pan video for 2023. It's crazy to even be thinking about that and stuff, but yeah, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any future 12 Days of Christmas videos. I've been having so much fun filming these and stuff, so be sure to subscribe and all that kind of fun stuff. Definitely lots coming up in 12 Days of Christmas and obviously in the new year, so stay tuned. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!